Hey fight fans, this is Richard Schaefer and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Now, I'm seeing quite a lot of people give Frank Warren and Queensberry a lot of stick for not getting the undisputed fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury over the line. Now, I don't feel that same way. I think that Frank Warren genuinely wanted this fight. He does. He does, of course. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's a promoter. This is big money. And, of course, he would want the rematch as well. Again, that's more money. As much as he can say that, of course, Usyk wants a rematch because that's double pay. And where else he can get that kind of money? Well, Usyk can go fight a couple of other people to get that kind of money. He can go fight Wilder in Saudi or a third fight with Joshua. Of course he can. But, listen, of course, you're always going to have Frank Warren defend his guy. Like Eddie Hearn will defend his guys. Ben Shalom will defend his guys. It's part of the cause. But Frank Warren will know. He will know that it's Tyson Fury. And he's going to be upset with Tyson. Behind the scenes, I don't know whether or not that he'll actually tell Tyson Fury that. And again, I don't know how much longer they've got on their deal. Because it's approaching 5 years now since Tyson Fury had his first comeback fight, which happened to be on a Queensberry show. So maybe he's got a 5-year contract, it's coming to an end. Maybe that's why Tyson Fury didn't want to go through with it. It's possible, right? Maybe he's looking to end his relationship with Queensberry and then move on. It's speculation, that's all it is. But Frank Warren knows that the 70-30 split isn't right. He knows that. How do we know that? Well, he spoke to TalkSport quite some time ago about this particular fight, getting this fight on. And this is what he had to say.
We had talks before the fight with Usyk's camp. We met with them about 3-4 weeks ago. So there's no problem with them. And the good thing about this, there aren't rival TV companies involved. They don't have any promotional ties. So the terms of the deal are really simple. It's going to be a 50-50 split, but it's where we can generate most income to make it work.
So it'll be a 50-50 split.
So there you go. So you can see that Frank Warren recognised that it should have been a 50-50 split. It should have been. It didn't matter where it was. But of course, with the fight not happening in Saudi Arabia and Tyson Fury wanting home field advantage of his home soil, in front of his own fans, in front of his own promotional companies, Queensberry and Top Rank, in front of his own WBC commissioners and all that kind of good stuff, Frank Warren will know that Oleksandr Usyk deserves respect in the split. He will know that. He will know and he will understand that Usyk should have a rematch clause as well. Much like if he was promoting Oleksandr Usyk, he would be doing exactly the same as Alexander Krasuk. He'd be digging his heels in with Tyson Fury, saying that Tyson Fury don't want this fight and all that kind of stuff. So he would. So I do feel bad for Frank Warren because this could have been, and probably would have been, a moneymaker for him. It would have been, right? Or at least we would have presumed so, depending on what kind of money that Tyson and Usyk were going to be getting. But as far as I'm aware, it was a percentage. It wasn't a, here's the kitty, here's a chunk of money. Well, we want more than what's in that pot. I don't think it got to that stage. It was going to be a split. So whatever the event generated, the fighters would have got a split. Frank Warren would have then had to have divided the rest of it between the undercard, hiring Wembley Stadium, whatever else, and hopefully have some money back. And he probably would have done. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know this, but again, I can only speculate, that Frank Warren putting on Tyson Fury fights, Frank may well have lost some money. He may well have done. We know Bob Arum said before that he hasn't made his money back on Tyson Fury investment yet. So I'm going to presume that maybe Frank Warren is the same. And this is the kind of fight that would do it. And if he can't get this over the line, he's going to be gutted about it. Of course he will. Of course he's going to want his guy to win and whatever else. But again, it goes back to speculation of, it's coming up 5 years now since Tyson Fury took on Sylvester Ferry. Is Tyson Fury just winding down the clock? Because we know Tyson Fury put out that post when he was in Saudi Arabia to watch his brother Tommy take on Jake Paul, saying that big news is coming. I want to thank these people here in Saudi and my dad and all that kind of stuff. That led me to suspect that he was probably going to jump ship, but maybe couldn't. Again, speculation, I don't know. Maybe he's got another year or two left in his contract. I have no idea. Maybe they've renewed it and I've missed it. Who knows? But I can't blame Frank Warren on this. I can't. I think Frank Warren genuinely wanted this fight. I think Frank Warren has done everything he possibly could. He would have wanted it in Saudi, of course, because there's more money for him and everybody else involved. And he would have had to have settled for Wembley. of course, he'd have been happy with that because ultimately it's in front of the fans, right? The British fans. First time ever, two champions come together on British soil where the winner walks out undisputed in the men's division. So he would have been part of that legacy as well. It may well have broke records at the gate. It may well have broke records at the pay-per-view. So Frank Warren would have wanted to be a part of that. So I don't really like to see people having a go at Frank Warren or mocking Frank Warren because ultimately, as Frank Warren has recently said, you can't force fighters to get in the ring. And I think Frank would have done everything that he possibly can to have got this fight on. That's my thoughts on it all. What's yours? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.